શેર કરવાની રહી ગઈ.
એટલે ઓલું જરૂર નથી ને?
ના ના
જાવ
નહીં, એનું નહીં.
સ્ટાર્ટ. હલો વિદ્યાર્થી મિત્રો, બીકોમ સેમેસ્ટર 3, પીડી માલવિયા કોલેજ ઓફ કોમર્સ, માયસેલ્ફ ડૉક્ટર મનોજ દવે. આપણે એકાઉન્ટિંગ, ઇલેક્ટિવ એકાઉન્ટિંગ વિષય જે છે એમાં પેપર નંબર 3 એનો અભ્યાસ આપણે કરીએ છીએ. એવી જ રીતે કોર્પોરેટ એકાઉન્ટિંગ ફરજિયાત વિષય છે એ પણ આપણે ધ્યાનમાં લઈએ છીએ. આપણે ઇંગ્લિશ મીડિયમના વિદ્યાર્થીઓ માટે જુદા જુદા જે આ બંને વિષયના યુનિટ છે એની ચર્ચા આજે સ્પષ્ટ કરવી છે. તો ફર્સ્ટ ઓફ ઓલ આપણે કોર્પોરેટ એકાઉન્ટિંગ જે સબ્જેક્ટ છે એની વાત કરીશું અને ત્યાર પછી આપણે ઇલેક્ટિવ એકાઉન્ટિંગ છે એની વાત કરીશું. ખાસ તો કોર્પોરેટ એકાઉન્ટિંગ એઝ અ સબ્જેક્ટ ફોર university examination point of view, this subject is related to the financial accounting activities as per the Company Act 2013. So in your semester 3rd syllabus, corporate accounting paper number 1, the syllabus is divided into 4 units. You know very well that there are 4 units. Unit number 1 is related to final accounts of company. Final accounts of company is to be prepared under the guidance of New Companies Act 2013 and related provisions of this act and the corporate tax rules and regulations, income tax rules and regulations are also considered while preparing final accounts of a company. So this unit is generally asked as question 1 or question 1 in university question pattern. The second unit is redeemable preference shares and its proceedings to redeem the preference shares of a company. Here this unit is also considered as per the guidelines and provisions of Companies Act 2013. According to the provisions of redeem the preference shares to the preference shareholders, the proceedings and the accounting treatments both are considered as per the guidelines and related provisions to making such funds and the banking transactions up to the shareholders' accounts. After redeem proceedings, generally company has to prepare the balance sheet after redemption of preference shares. So this unit is redemption of preference shares is working notes related units. Such kind of working notes are to be learned by the student before answering this question. In university question paper, question number 2 or question number 2 will be asked from this unit. Generally, related working notes of redeemable preference shares calculations, its amounts, and the reserve of redemption premium. So the redemption premium reserve is the main calculation part, and the number of preference shares to be redeemed at which price, means including the premium or at par it is to be redeemed. And the banking transactions are also affect the balance of banks. So share Moody capital amount is generally affected, reserve and surplus amount is also affected, cash and bank also affected, such liabilities and certain assets are also affected. So students is to be careful while calculating the amount of preference share capital redemption. Likewise, the unit number 3 is related to reduction in capital, and it is known as internal reconstruction of a company. Redemption of preference share is one kind of capital reduction, but here if the company making loss or are going to lose up to these previous certain years, and the directors of the company wants to revise the capital structure of the company, then they go for the internal reconstruction. In this reconstruction process, as per the company law board's suggestions, and the scheme of capital reduction is to be resolved, and as per the resolution minutes notes, the reduction in share capital, reduction in certain reserve, reduction in assets, and company can create capital reduction fund, and the capital reduction fund account is to be prepaid as per the answer's position. According to capital reduction's debit side and credit side, the journal entries to be passed, and after the capital reduction process, there may be a capital reserve, and the balance sheet to be prepared after capital reduction process. This chapter is also related to certain working notes, journal entries for capital reduction process, to prepare capital reduction account, and also prepare the balance sheet after the completion of the scheme of capital reduction. So this is the internal reconstruction process of a company. By considering the shareholders' consent, creditors' consents, the company can go for the capital reduction scheme. So this is the also chapter related to corporate accounting, and as per the relation to unit number 4, it is purely related to theoretical chapter. The name is social responsibility of company. According to New Companies Act, certain new provisions are made to maintain and to perform social performance of companies' corporate culture activities, manufacturing activities, trading activities, corporate business development, all are considering company's performance criteria. And the another one separate criteria is to be considered here by the name of the company's corporate responsibility. How much companies profit used for the social activities. 2% of the net profit of the company is generally declared as the fund for social responsibilities activity. So, as per the Companies Act 2013, there are many companies' social performance criteria to be maintained by the company. How company can access capital for the society, can create excess capital for the society. So, if company is doing business in their particular nature, they produce certain items, and due to production process and due to the large production, certain limitations of the companies can arise as per the harm and loss to society in nature of environment, in nature of air pollution, in nature of water pollution. Such problems create to health of the peoples of the society. Certain responsibilities against the workers of the companies and the health of the workers. Certain facilities are to be developed, suppose for the company's transportation purpose. Company can build up the roads, can build up the pools on river, and the role of government is one side, and the contribution to the government for the development of the roads and transportation accommodations. Company can contribute to society by making separate fund for the development of such kind of social needs. So, as per the Companies Act suggestion, each and every company should have to keep the social accounts as well as financial accounts, how much attempt company is made to create the need of society. So company's contribution is the credit side, and the obligation of the companies to the society. Suppose certain problems may be arised due to the production process, certain health problems may be arised due to production process. While the product is finalized and it is sellable, but before the sellable product, the company's raw material, its process of production can create certain water pollutions, certain air pollutions. So, company is generally responsible for these kinds of situation. So company can create certain funds to mobilize the society's needs and the questions and problems arised due to social inconvenience. By making Environment Protection Act, Pollution Control Act, it is guided to the manufacturer companies to minimize the loss to the society, and how company can attempt in this society's problems. So the company can create certain special social development funds from its earnings. Company can earn huge profit by making large production and demanding its sales to the public. So companies' performance as per the accounting and financial and production point of view is very much highlighted, and the company can earn more profit, can give more dividend to shareholders. Maximization of profit is the motto of the company, and up to the mark, the wealth maximization is also the extraordinary performance criteria of the company. Suppose its earning per share is to be increased, market share of the company is to be increased. The role of companies giving production to the publics is high level. But what all are the financial and production wise performance is generally in remarkable position. at that time, company should also perform, not should also, but company must perform its duty to society and to public by developing public development, social development. So it is now, as per the Companies Act, compulsory. Each and every company has raised to fund for social development and public welfare from its earnings, and they have a separate committee in their board which only working and make decision the use of the social funds created by the company's earnings, how, when, where, why the funds is to be used, in what way, and for what purpose, to the social needs performance and public welfare activities. So the company can project for the special social development, for the special purpose of public utilities, and it's simple and easily available different needs. This is the criteria behind the social development activities. So there are certain social objectives, likewise corporate objectives, financial objectives, performance objectives. Company can go for the social objective preparation, how to solve the problems arised due to company's production process to the society. Company can reduce air pollution by making such types of plan and project as per the guideline of the Pollution Control Board of relative states, and the companies working and its loss to society. Company can minimize the loss by making accurate, separate steps and projects by following Pollution Control Board's rules and regulations provisions. The water pollution and company's industrial performance highly affected points, because most of the production process have certain wastage in form of water and water pollution. So Water Pollution Control Board have suggest certain rules and regulations to follow while making the water-based production process. Use of water and the water and the utility of water. So the water treatment plant, how to maintain water cleanliness, and all other the company's production and its side effects. No doubt company can produce certain goods, certain products which are highly demandable for the society, highly useful for the society. Suppose certain medicine, certain chemicals is needed and useful for the development of the country's needs of the society, but at the side product of this process, certain pollutions are also created there. So, as per the social responsibility criteria, company can perform by giving certain types of contribution to the society. Suppose company paid more tax to the government. So it is one kind of government contribution, company's role. Company can give more funds to minimize the company's negative impact to the society. Company can give its workers health program and projects. Company made certain contribution to the, suppose now COVID-19 is there, certain needs of the funds, certain needs of the services, certain needs of the medicines, certain needs of the help to hospital, to patients. Suppose ambulance facilities are provided without considering any cost from the patients. The ambulance facility may run by the company in these days, and the company can perform its social responsibility. So these kinds of activities to the society's development and society's problems solution and welfare and the health of the public, company can made required attempt. Company can provide educational field facilities, certain libraries, certain education fees and scholarships to the students. Company can provide certain educational achievements and its performance based relative and extraordinary workings to the educational performer by giving help in financial way, by giving the certain awards and certain gifts to them. Likewise, company can create certain facilities to the society as per the awareness of the health, awareness of the education, awareness about the investment scheme, awareness about the digital frauds. All are companies' extraordinary activities with respect of social ideas development. And this unit is related to theoretical part. In this unit, you can prepare what is the meaning of social responsibility, what is the meaning of corporate social responsibility, how much company can conduct the social development and public welfare program, what types of program are there, what type of contribution companies should provide and create for the people, which kind of activities company can create for the society, all are the generally treated as corporate awareness to the society, not only for its shareholders. Beyond the shareholders, the wealth maximization, wealth development, in real meaning it is health development. It is general persons and public routine life related qualitative life. How the person can live its life without any problems, without any critical situations. Company can go for these kinds of ideas generation, and the ideas is applicable through the objectives of social responsibility, and then the policies and the committees and the activities to be run by the company, they use certain amount of funds for these activities, and keep their accounts separate, audited their account, and presented to the society in their annual reports. As per the board of directors point of view, the company can perform its social responsibility in a disciplined way, and in a particular criteria that social responsibility is maintained, considered, and performed by the company. So, as per this unit, you should prepare the meaning of social responsibility, the need of social responsibility, what does mean by corporate social responsibility, what is the area of corporate social responsibility activities, the types of scope and functions under included in the social responsibility maintaining criteria, and the accounts and its audits and its reporting is also the part of the company. The certain case study, certain list of the companies which are highly affected with social responsibility activities, and they are doing a very well job in this area. With the development of the company's financial performance, the company can achieve social performance as well. So this is the unit. You are only introductory brief explanation are there, but this is the current topic for the company's social performance. So now this 4 unit you have. First unit is final accounts of company. So I can give you brief explanation for the unit number 1. The unit number 1 name is final accounts of company. In this unit, the major learning points is that you should have to learn how company can prepare its accounts at the end of the year. there are two situations. As per the accounting point of view, rules of debit and credit, and as per the Companies Act guideline, the pro forma of the uh, presentation of final accounts, both are related with each other. Accounting principles are there, rules of debit and credit is also considered, but here the presentation part is more important. The basic need is that you should know, you should have command, you should completely aware about the accounting principles of a particular item, as it is maybe expense, maybe income, maybe equity and liability, maybe assets, special kinds of accounts, special kinds of accounting treatment. So, accounting principles and its utilities of rules and rules of debit and credit, you must know. This is the first and prime and fundamental requirement while go for the handle the practical questions. But the second point as well is clear. You should know, you should have studied, you should remember the pro forma of the profit and loss account, the pro forma of the balance sheet, certain notes on accounts prepared with the final accounts, profit and loss account, balance sheet, and all these are pro formas related explanation and learnings given in the Companies Act 2019 Schedule 3, the pro forma of companies' final accounts. Banking company if any, insurance company if any, cooperative sector is there, electricity sector is there, service sector is there. The pro forma is lightly changed, but here general pro forma of profit and loss account is given, and the balance sheets items also make by the fixed pro forma and fixed title. So for the preparation of final accounts, first we go for the nature of the question. Which type of question is to be asked in a question paper or in your exercise while you go for answering the final accounts preparation part. Suppose you have given trial balance. You have given trial balance. And certain additional information after the trial balance you may study in a question. So question pattern is given particular time periods company's trial balance, and after the trial balance certain additional information means adjustments is given related to final year proceedings. So both items are to be considered while preparing final accounts. Generally, profit and loss account is prepared first, thereafter balance sheet is to be prepared, and the other notes on accounts, 10 to 12 notes on accounts, means working notes, as the part of the main answer, known as notes on accounts. In these notes, there are note number 1, note number 2, note number 3, likewise note number 12, note number 13. So 12 to 13 notes are to be prepared first, and note number 1's total. The note number 1 is suppose share capital. So under this share capital, note number title 1, particular and amount, 2 columns are there. In a particular, you may write authorized share capital, the particular of shares, number of shares, shares value means per share value, it is face value, original value, authorized capital, total amount may be the considered, and then in share capital notes, after the authorized capital is to be returned, then subscribed, issued and received share capital. So it is paid up share capital. So the another title is paid up share capital, authorized share capital, subscribes and paid up share capital. Under this amount, it is the amount of share capital. In share capital, there may be equity share capital and preference share capital, otherwise only equity share capital may be there. But you should understand the transaction of share capital. Call in arrear and advance call in arrear, share forfeiture account, all are affected to calculation of shares, and paid up share capital is to be calculated for the purpose of share capital mentioned in a balance sheet. So total of share capital notes is carry forward to the balance sheet as note number 1's item. Same way the reserve and surplus note, it is note number 2. The name of balance is in reserve and surplus. So in reserve there may be certain types of owner's funds, owner reserve, profit and loss account, securities premium may be there. All types of reserve is considered as the owner's reserve and its opening balance. In addition in opening balance, any decrease in the balance, and at last the final closing balance of the reserve and surplus is to be totaled, and this total is transferred to balance sheet as reserve and surplus. The number 3 note is borrowed capitals, long-term liability, which company take from others as the fund, not owner's fund, but it is external funds provided by the certain institute, certain bank, certain creditors to the company. So it is our liability. First 2 item reflects our equity, share capital, reserve and surplus. Both are our equity. And number 3 notes relates to long-term liability. Borrowed capital may be there. Any loan and advances may be raised for the development and needs of the company's financial activities, production activities. Company can issue debentures, company can issue bonds, company can take a loan from the long-term period from the banks, financial institutions. So these are the company's liability, and in a nature of long-term, medium term, more than 5 years, more than 10 years, up to 10 years, the company can create its liability to pay the loan after the completion of the period. So this is the company's long-term liability notes. Long-term liability notes item related matters and particulars amounts are given in a trial balance, and from the trial balance study you can transfer certain amount to these notes as borrowed capital, long-term liabilities. Total of it, and transfer the total of this amount including paid interest and payable interest liability. So this is the liabilities, long-term liabilities amount, and note number 3 is fixed for this amount, and the fixed amount is to be transferred to balance sheet under the equity and liability title. Number 3 is long-term liabilities, non-current liabilities. Current liabilities means within year payable liabilities. More than years, more than 5 years, more than 10 years, long terms, it is known as non-current liability. And in your balance sheet pro forma, under the title of equity and liability, the first title is shareholders fund. Under this shareholders fund, 2 items are there: share capital and reserve and surplus. These are the funds of shareholders. Shareholders means equity shareholders. Likewise, preference shareholders will be there. So, the title of equity and liability, the main title is number 1, shareholders fund. Share capital is A and B is reserve and surplus. Now, non-current liability title is there. Under this title, note number 3 is to be used and the transferred amount is to be mentioned under this title as non-current liability. Note number 3, the certain amount of fixed and to be mentioned here is the amount column in balance sheet. The 4th number is related to current liabilities and provisions. Certain long-term provisions, certain long-term liabilities treated as non-current liabilities, but certain current liabilities, outstanding expenses, current liabilities and current provisions are to be mentioned under the note number 4. So note number 4 is related to liability, but the nature and time period of liability is not more than year. Within year it is to be paid. Up to the 31st March, the amount of bank overdraft the amount of bills payable, the amount of sundry creditors, the amount of outstanding expenses, provision for the taxation, provision for the expense to be paid to third party. So all are the short-term current year's liability, and it is to be mentioned in note number 4, and generally the total of it is to be taken to balance sheets. So on balance sheet side, in past days there may be liability side and its amount, and the asset side and its amounts. Now the statement format is there, schedule format is there, particulars and amount rupees in particular part. First 4 item related to equity and liability. The total of equity and liability is merged with 4 items: share capital, reserve and surplus, non-current liabilities, current liabilities. The total of the 4 items is treated as total amount of equity and liability. Means it is the source of our funds. And now we utilize our funds into assets as our investment. First we create the funds. We added the funds. We don't paid our current liabilities. It is also treated our short-term funds, which are going to paid after the completion of the year. But this is our equity and liability amount. Suppose it is 10 lakhs. Then the another particular is, second number is, first number is equity and liability, the second number is assets. The title is assets. Under this title, main 2 items are to be mentioned. First one is non-current assets, and second one is current assets. Only 2 items are there as per the title. A means 1 means non-current assets. Under non-current asset, there are 3 titles: A, B, C. A means intangible assets. B means long-term fixed assets after depreciation. C means non-current investments. All types of investment purchased for the earning and security purpose of long term. So long term investments is C. D is also there. Certain expenses to be paid but not the current year. It is divided to pay in deferred years. So some deferred years liability treated as expenses not written off, to be written off by the year by year. So under assets, title number 1 is non-current assets. Under non-current assets, there are 4 titles. First is intangible assets: goodwill, copyright, license, franchise, formula, patent. All are the intangible assets. As per the accounting standard number 26, the accounts of intangible transactions are maintained as the assets, and the balancing of the last balance, closing balance of these accounts are to be mentioned as intangible assets. Another is main part of the assets. It is known as fixed long-term assets. Tangible assets. Its name is tangible assets. Land, building, vehicles, computer, office, plant machinery. All these long-term related fixed assets are to be separate title given as tangible assets. Its notes is separate. Intangible assets notes is also separated. Tangible assets notes is also separated. And the preparation of note intangible assets and tangible assets both are separate. Suppose you have note number 5. Its name is intangible assets. So opening balance of intangible assets. During the year, certain additions in these assets. During the year, certain decrease may be there. During the year, certain depreciation may be there. Certain appreciation may be there. So the closing balance of intangible asset is to be calculated, to be find out, to be mentioned in note number so and so, and the total of the closing balance final amount is to be mentioned as intangible asset into balance sheet under the non-current asset on asset title. The second one is tangible asset. Same way, tangible assets notes is prepaid separately. All types of tangible assets means fixed assets. Its name is written in a particular. Its opening balance is mentioned first from the trial balance. Through the adjustment, any addition is there, any deduction is there. As per the Companies Act and depreciation rate policy of the company, depreciation method policy of the company, the depreciation amount is to be charged and deducted from the balances of the assets, and after the closing balance of such assets to be calculated, mentioned, and then totaled of the tangible assets to carry forward to balance sheet. Same way, long-term investments may be there. Certain types of investment in mutual fund, in X company's share, in post office saving fund, in deposit, in post office, in deposit of other companies, other banks, all are the long-term purpose. So long-term investment is maintained separately, and its notes is to be prepaid. The title is long-term non-current investments. It is the notes title and particular, and its item is to be mentioned in this column, and the amount of each and every non-current investments, and then total it and mention in a balance sheet. This is the also important part of the balance sheet. And generally non-current assets and current assets both are given in a trial balance. You should have to learn the types of investment is treated as per the long term, as per the short term, by the given information with relative investments name. Thus tangible assets are in a 4 part. The D part is, first part is intangible, second part is tangible, B means, and C means non-current investment, and now we have a separate item. We treated its fictitious assets in our past days. Nowadays it is returnable assets, not written off yet, but it is to be returned by the next few years. So it is the deferred revenue and capital transaction related item. It means D. Then we have current assets. Under the current assets, there are mainly two parts. One is the stock, debtors, bills, receivable, deposits, related items, and the another is bank and cash related items. So under the current assets, you should mention the separate note. Two types of notes may be there. Debtors related item and its calculation is important. So bills receivable and receivable item is there. So certain notes is to be prepared related to debtors, sundry debtors. Certain notes related to cash and bank or equivalent to cash, and stock etc. is to be maintained as the separate note, and this note treated as the closing balance, and this closing balance of these notes to be carried forward under the current titles program. So this is the balance sheet preparation criteria, and I should remark you to learn the item of balance sheet's name, trial balance sheet names. Suppose trial balance sheet's name on debit side, certain item is given. First, you should know to recognize the place and position in pro forma of profit and loss account or balance sheet or notes. Which item on debit side it is given, it is to be mentioned in which location. Either it is located mentioned into profit and loss account, either it is directly located to balance sheet. Otherwise, majority cases, most of the trial balance items on debit and credit side given are to be mentioned in separate relative notes. So you can study the pro forma first. By achieving knowledge of pro forma, acquiring prescribed knowledge and understanding about the prescribed notes, prescribed pro formas, prescribed balance sheet items, then go for its adjustments and its final accounts preparation process. Directly prepared final accounts, it is difficult and long journey. But first you should understand the nature of items, its debit credit rules, location of the items in pro forma, and then go for the other answering part. So this is the my humble suggestion to study the pro forma first from your given booklets, given items. I will give you pro forma in a next lecture or next my presentation. I will give certain pro forma and its explanation. So up to this mark, thank you very much. Now go for the your next lecture, and up to the mark we conclude this lesson, and thank you very much.